Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm just down here finishing up getting my EPL4 all mounted up with a set of these Halo rings that I just finished doing some lapping on. And as I'm working through this mounting process, I got to thinking about another common situation that seems to come up when people are mounting up these Arken Optics. A lot of people run into a problem with something on the bottom of these scopes running into issues with their rings and their rails. Now, I'm going to start off talking about the Halo rings first. Now, these Halo rings, these are the Halo low rings in 34 millimeter. Now, these are 0.92 inch height. So just remember that for one quick second here. Now, the situation, what I'm talking about with these Arken Optics is this nub right here. That little nub, that little bulge sticking out on the bottom of your scope. Now, this is an SH4J. It's got the nub. This is an EPL4. It's got the nub. The EP5s are going to have the nub, and the nub is on the bottom of all of your Arken Optics. Now, there's some people that think, hey, is that a port where they're filling these things with nitrogen and argon gas or something like that? That is not the case. Now, this little nub that's hanging out the bottom of your scope, really what that thing is, it is the bottom of an erector spring. So if you think much about an ink pen and how an ink pen works with the spring, that's how the erector spring works. That applies the tension to give us these really firm turrets that we like here. This is a really good size nub on this thing because there is a very large spring inside of there. Now, I've got some content where I take an old EP5 that I torture test and I cut the entire scope or ground that thing apart and took it all apart. If you watch that content, you can see me pull this detent spring mechanism out of here and how large that spring is. It really is a pretty heavy duty spring, and it's what's giving us these really firm, crisp clicks that we like on these Arken Optics. Now, I bring this up because there's certain mounts out there. I'm not going to get into all the different ones, but there's certain mounts out there that you're going to run into a problem getting one of the Arken Optics mounted up without that little nub hitting your pick rail or some other part of your rifle. Now, this is the Arken rigid mount. You're not going to have any problems. It's an Arken product. Its design is made to work with their scopes as well as their lowest rings, 0.92 inch. I run these Arken low rings on several different platforms, and there's just enough clearance right through here. Obviously not mounted yet, but when your scope is leveled, there's still just enough clearance for that little erector spring nub to clear that pick rail. I would suggest using these products with these scopes versus picking up some very high dollar. There's a lot of different brands that make these rigid mounts like this, and some of these things cost twice as much as the Arken Optic, and the scope will end up, bam, hitting right there, and guys are hesitant to dremeling and grinding, and I would be as well, when you can simply get a product that's going to work with your optic here. So, hey, I hope this kind of helps you guys out with knowing what that nub is right there. Don't go unscrewing that nub. Don't go opening that thing up. That is sealed, and that is your spring. So that's your nub on your Arken Optics. If you got any questions, if you've ran into these situations or you have specific mounts that you know do not work with the Arken Optics, go ahead and chime in my comments section. A lot of people go cruising through those comments. It may help somebody out, may save somebody some shipping time or money when they're trying to get their setup all put together and everything. Thanks for checking on in, and get on out there. Keep on shooting.